CBS News Update, I'm Jim Taylor.
It's 11:32. Sexual misconduct charges forcing several lawmakers to resign. As a result, it seems that the House Ethics Committee is working overtime. Here's Caroline Shively from Fox News.
The Ethics Committee has also seated a subcommittee to investigate Republican Congressman Blake Farenthold and sexual harassment charges against him. Taxpayers paid the bill for a secret.
So that's the whole thing. Our corrupt politicians are hosing us left and right. They're using hard-earned tax dollars for extravagant. They're public servants. How is it that they're millionaires? How is it that they're treated like freaking celebrities? Why is it that they're revolving door politicians? All these sexual misconduct things are going on, and that's the thing. People wonder how are secrets kept? How are secrets kept? Look at the special operations, or Skunk Works, Lockheed Martin, and a lot of the space program, for instance, Manhattan Project. Millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people knew what was going on there. And unfortunately, the they closed. It might be closed. Pardon me a second. Hold on. Okay. So, what was it? A Hoover who blackmailed everybody? No, I think they are open. It was Hoover who blackmailed everybody with sex and like their crazy crap and stuff of that nature. All of a sudden, the politicians would be freaking, or officials would be, yeah, they are closed. Officials would, that are working on something, well, if you don't keep our secret, we're going to let everyone know your secret. Your whole little perfect life and family and friends and all that good stuff. Maybe they'll just end up hurt. Maybe the people will end up dead. And you don't want that to happen and be all over your hands. Maybe you'll just get framed for the murders of those people. So that's how secrets can be kept. Look at pedophile rings. I was actually just watching this little news story on freaking this mass coordinated effort between several countries on bringing down this internet pedophile ring, and while bringing down a whole bunch of other people in the process. And that's the thing, is in order to get onto the website, a person had to sacrifice their privacy, or their secret. They had to put their secret out there and share their child abuse, which is disgusting. Sick people. So yeah, with that being said, oh my god. Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, with that being said, a person is able to go higher up through the echelon by by sharing more lewd information and whatnot. And that's why a lot of these people, all of a sudden, like Harvey Weinstein or whatever the hell, or this Kevin Spacey, a lot of these fools. Well, why is it that they got there in the first place? It's because they got a secret, and they don't want anybody knowing. And well, eventually, everything, the truth always comes to light. Well, I shouldn't say and not enough does it. But with that being said, there's another interstellar cigar-looking shaped object just entered our atmosphere, our solar system, and it was discovered by the same guy, oddly enough. And what's even more crazy is the government just released a little video, and Tom DeLonge of Blink-182 and the Stars Academy is just remember, like, in order to create a good lie, there needs to be some truth involved into it. And like, people, like, hey, if they're truth seekers and stuff, like, why are they not being stopped and whatever else? And well, that's because, like, there's a whole little posse of them who it came out, like, it was intentional. It came out of Modesto emails by WikiLeaks and everything. And so a lot of the people that Tom DeLonge was naming and stuff, like, they came up in the emails, and so that just gives them some credibility. Well, does it really? Or was that just planted there? Oops. Was it just planted there? It might have just been planted there. A little distraction. In order to believe the illusion, and I need to, even if it's 90% truth and 10% lies, that's still enough to get some dirty deeds done. So, yeah, and with the release of the video by the government and stuff of this, I wish they actually released more of it. But what's crazy is that we were all considered conspiracy theorists and this, that, and the other. And what it comes down to is that there's $23 trillion that cannot be accounted for by the Department of Defense. And that actually just came out not too long ago, too. Because a professor at some college was doing some project, and he came across, like, well, okay, this doesn't add up. And so, and that's goes into Project Blue Light, and which was the United States Air Force investigating UFOs back in World War II. The Axis thought the Germans had a super weapon, and the Allies thought the Germans thought the Allies, the Axis thought the Allies had a super weapon, the Wunderwaffe, the Foo Fighters, which were little light orbs and this, that, and the other, basically unidentified flying objects. And coincidentally enough, where we launched the first atomic bomb, basically Area 51, there's that's where Roswell, pretty much happened and whatnot. And what's funny about that is, well, we discovered a means of creating a nuclear reaction. We were able to basically create a mini supernova here on Earth. And that sent a signal into the heavens, and from which they came. There are satellites out there that pick up the frequency, like the electromagnetic pulse, whenever detonation goes off or whatnot. And so that's what's crazy about this whole little scheme. And the thing is, and just like all the crop circles, 90% of them happen in England. And well, House that England still pretty much rules the world, right? Excuse me. Well, it's because America's there. And, well, England retired and just collects royalties. Register. royalties. Just like freaking, and paying property tax. Property tax is one of the stupidest taxes in the damn world. But sorry, let me get back on point. So holy shit, that's a nice little whip. Check this out. Bam. Look at that. Suicide doors and all. No, it's not suicide doors. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I just called it like I just looked that funny. But alright, yeah, don't pay attention to a lot of the stupid shit that's going on in the well, I shouldn't say don't pay attention to it, just freaking and get pissed and freaking start kicking out some of these damn politicians. And just because someone says something that you may not, or that may not be popular with the masses, doesn't mean it's not true, or it should be discredited. Sometimes people just know things that others don't. Like the world is flat. It's freaking flat, man. No, I mean, like, and that's like another little crazy thing, because there's so many disinfo agents out there, scientists and whatnot, and that's what's strange about Michio Kaku, for instance, because he was actually an infantryman and went to Fort Bend and whatnot, and they actually wanted to get him to work on the Star Wars program. But he was more of a pacifist and whatnot. But the thing is, well, he wants to have his funding. He wants to have that. Well, why is it that not? There's scientists out there with a lot more credibility than Michio Kaku, and because I've already debunked him a couple of times. Can't trust everyone, and the Operation Mockingbird, the government infiltration of the media. We freaking have FCC. The net neutrality thing is pretty much gone. But like at the same time, the rise of cryptocurrency is going up, and Wells Fargo, even though they freaking destroyed all these accounts and stuff like that, and we're doing some corruption and all that crazy crap. They're working on digital currency themselves, as well, I should say. So, and all that does is just it takes the power out of the people's hands, and what it's doing is, how is it that only, 5 members were voted on this topic? Why wasn't it actually a national coordinated vote? Why was it not like a real vote? That's what bugs me. That's what bugs the living fudge out of me, because 5 people we allowed to pretty much take away our sovereignty on the internet, which is no bueno. All right. Like I said, all these distractions, and I guess just real quick, the conspiracy theories out there about the wildfires in California, and how there's different kinds of weapons being used out there, which, don't get me wrong, like I kind of believe that some of these natural disasters aren't so natural. Which is unfortunate. But people don't realize that there's tremendous amounts of heat that go on, and fire works in odd ways as well. all right, for instance, glass, it can handle a certain amount of heat and whatnot, but it doesn't transfer heat, or it's more like a ceramic, and it dissipates the heat more. Whereas metal, it's damn, I'm having a hard time remembering the proper words. The transfer, like the metal is more like a sponge. It's more susceptible to heat differences than. I'm still not doing this justice. Metal stores. Metal transfers heat differently than ceramics do. There we go. I guess that kind of works. Sorry, I guess there's an accident up ahead. I just saw a cop bust a Yui. But, and I'm stuck in stupid traffic right now. But, a blast furnace, the California wildfire, like, when there's that much fire, it creates its own environment. There's a draft. There's a lot of oxygen being consumed at the same time. So there's the air that's being pulled in from the base to fuel the fire, and then the heat rises, causes an updraft, which then also turns basically during a wildfire, there's weather. It creates its own weather and whatnot. So it's very easy for there to be differences in temperature, so where it can actually melt metal and whatnot. That blast furnace. With that being said, being that glass doesn't conduct heat, there we go. Jeez. Being that glass doesn't conduct heat nearly as well as metal does, and it doesn't. And the thing is, metal is not easily consumed, and all right. So that's the thing. Like the glass can provide just enough of a break to create, if there's wind coming through, to create a vortex, and which would actually enable some cooling to take place, or actually create a thermal break. And while everything else is being consumed around it, and there we go. So I mean, so not everything is like, people have to really start paying attention to things, and because like that's the only way, with the 9/11 and the Twin Towers, there wasn't enough fuel for the blast furnace effect to take place. Well, being that the jet fuel pretty much was expired relatively quickly, and that a office space is a lot less loosely packed with combustibles than a dry forest, for instance. Especially atmosphere. I mean, people, I've been in tall buildings and stuff and had my ears popped. So, anyways, take care, be safe, be kind, stay strong, love you all. And sorry, I went on a nice little tangent here.